And so today we did not hear good news. This is something that could be described as a national disaster. More than 50 people have been trapped in a 6-story building that used to be the Malcolm shopping mall. Over there is our reporter at Adelaide, Arthur, to bring us some updates on what's been happening there. Hello, Adelaide, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello, BC.
Yes, so Adelaide, update us on what's been happening there at the scene.
Yeah, the rescue work, they are still trying to rescue people. According to the Greater Accra Regional Commander at Ingula, he says so far they've rescued about 57 people, of which one person has been clinically confirmed dead. But then the 56 other people are still alive and they are receiving treatment. And now there are also volunteer rescue workers who are trying to get inside to bring people out. They are actually doing that. So right now, the concerns they are raising is that they need concrete cutters and other equipment to go in there and cut some people out because apparently some of the concrete walls are falling on them. Yeah, they are still working.
All right, so these are live visuals from the scene of the incident where the 6-story building that used to be a shopping mall for the Malcolm had collapsed this morning, trapping in more than 50 people. And Adelaide on the ground tells us about 57 people so far have been rescued, and that's of course a good news. But Adelaide, can we confirm if there are still some more people trapped in there?
Yeah, when I spoke to some people earlier, I think they don't really know the number of people in there. When we spoke to, according to the Malcolm owners, they are saying they only have 50 workers here. But then the numbers we have now suggest that there are more than 50 people in there. So we don't know whether they opened it to the public. So the numbers are conflicting.
So Adelaide, we can't confirm. We don't know the number of people in there. So how do we know that we're okay? Apart from the phone calls that came in earlier of people telling their relatives about their whereabouts, how do we know that we are done and that we can go home? The rescue workers can go home?
No, they are still working because people are still in there. The volunteer workers, when they go in there, they cite people. So there are still people there, but they can't pinpoint the actual number of people trapped there. But then a certain portion of the building, some rescue workers went in there and they said they've seen about 3 people there. And I have with me here some of the relatives who are still hoping to get their siblings out. So I don't know if you'd like me to talk to them live.
Adelaide, do you have any of the rescue workers who's willing to talk to us now, so that we'll find out from them how they're feeling? They must be exhausted, but there still appears to be more work to be done.
Well, I have with me the Greater Accra Regional Commander, Imbila, who wants to shed light on the issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Commander, can you hear us? Hello, Adelaide, if you can hear me, if you could kindly talk to the commander for us.
Hello?
Yes, Adelaide.
Yeah,
Let's have the commander talk to us on the issues that he wanted to clarify.
Yeah, so, please, Commander. We know the actual number of people still trapped, but we don't know the number of people we are 56 rescued who are alive and are the various hospitals attending to medical treatment. And one lady is dead.
So the 56 that are alive, are they in good health? What's the state of their condition?
They are significant. They are responding to medical treatment. The 50 that are going to know, and one is dead. They are 50. I don't know how many people were trapped. Malcolm owner to them, that is the number of people in there. When they come full, when they are full,
they are saying they just came. They haven't opened it to the public yet. They opened it at 10. So around 20 to 10, they were praying. They started to pray to start the day's work. But it looks as if some people who wanted to stop are sleeping. And there are also the class. And it is Tuesday. And even some workers were late. So that means that they won't be able to Tuesday because some of them were late. The attendance book has been trapped also. Meanwhile, we have rescued 57. One death. That means the number is 4. So they are saying, we will be able to take out the remaining subjects.
So it appears we're having some difficulties in the audio, bringing you the sound from the commander on the grounds where the incident happened this morning. We'll try to get back to him and get you that information. Quite a sad one there, but still on the disaster. Some staff of the Achimota branch of Malcolm who survived this morning's collapse of the 6-story shopping complex have accused their managers of negligence leading to the disaster, which claimed the lives of 3 people. According to them, they noticed some cracks in some of the pillars at the shop 3 days ago and reported to their supervisors, who told them the pillars only needed plastering and nothing more. 3 days on, they are shocked at the enormity of the resulting disaster.
Rescue workers and members of the public have been working tirelessly since morning to rescue victims from the rubble of what would go down in history as one of Accra's darkest days. Fortunately, some of these victims have already been rescued and are receiving treatment at various hospitals in Accra. We joined President Mahama during his visit to the Achimota Hospital to console the victims. Some of the victims told Joy News they saw cracks in the pillars about 3 days ago.
3 days today, when we opened the shop, one pillar was cracked. So I asked what they did about it. They said they snapped a picture and sent it to the head office. Yesterday I didn't come to work, but I lent another pillar to go crack. So today when I came to work in worship, I saw the thing cracking. So I told one of my colleagues that something happened to the pillar. He told me that no, it's just the plastering. They didn't do it well. I said, I hear. Before we realized it was coming down, they were still standing. So I shouted and left that place. But they were still saying that maybe it's the noise of the Christmas wires.
We saw cracks on some of the pillars, and we reported it to our manager, and he called the foreman to check on it. So when he came, he told us what he told the manager was it is just a plastering work, so they will work on it. So my boss took a photograph and sent it to our head office.
But not only victims were sent to the hospital. This woman collapsed while crying out for her cousin who was trapped in the collapsed building. Call it sheer luck, but some staff were fortunate not to have reported for work at the time, and this young man is one of them.
We are supposed to report 9:30, that's our normal time to report. But I came around 9:40, so when I alerted from the bus, I saw the building coming down. So I was about to enter, but trust God. I don't know how God do things in different form. So I couldn't enter. So I saw my colleagues, my co-workers, they are in.
Families and friends are still trooping into various hospitals to check on their loved ones.
Yeah, I really felt very sad. I cried a lot when I heard the news. I couldn't do anything. I haven't eaten even since morning. I had to rush down here. And when I came and when I saw my sister, I was so happy when I saw it.
Yeah, really, my wife works at Mecom. So I was at work when I had a call that the building that the building, the Mecom building at Achimota has collapsed. So I rushed there, and by the grace of God, around 4:35, And nurse called me that they are bringing him here 37. So I followed.
Me ko no pa na me ti asem na me ko e but me ko e ma ko gina wo sa e si enyi wo mu ye nti me wo ho na me bra frɛ me sɛ me mre fi na me meten ko hwɛ hospital 37 ana sɛ achimota sɛ wo ho akɔ achimota no so me ko e no na me hu boy ba ko no so aya na oba ne nchen wo fie ana o se me mra ha na me mabisa sɛ wo ha no mo ana me ba ye so ye se mo wo pa ba ko ha wo se enyi no.
Some of the victims could not hide their emotions when they reunited with their relatives. At the 37 military hospital, we chanced upon the arrival of one of the victims. The media was, however, not allowed to enter the wards to talk to the victims. This group gathered here told Joy News that their sister was one of the first to be rescued, but at the time of speaking to us, they did not know where she was. We also saw some bigwigs of Malcolm gathered with a list. Upon inquiry, we were informed that the paper they had was a list of the staff at the Achimota branch and they were matching it with those rescued. They, however, declined to speak to the news team. The owner of Malcolm Ghana Limited, accompanied by other officials of the company, arrived at the 37 military hospital at 6:20 p.m. to visit the victims. Joy News will bring you more on the incident as it unfolds. Dorcas Ankoma's report for Joy News.
So these are live pictures from the grounds where the building collapsed, caving in about, trapping in about 50 or over 50 people as at about 9:30 a.m. today. We're told that the PNC presidential candidate, Mr. Hassan Ayariga, is on the grounds there to sympathize with, well, perhaps sympathize with the family members of those who have been affected, who are there. Meanwhile, President John Dramani Mahama has visited the site to sympathize with families and relatives there, but he has blamed the collapse of the building on negligence of city authorities.
This certainly brings up the issue of our building code and how we enforce it. And definitely there is a lot of negligence in terms of how we build, especially high-rise buildings. And so we're going to have to put in place a mechanism to check the safety and security of other high-rise buildings and find out if there aren't any more of such disasters waiting to happen. As you know, Ghana is an earthquake-prone zone, and so if this building just collapsed like that, I mean, if we get a tremor that is above a certain magnitude, how many more buildings won't come down? That is a question that we need to look at and face. But we've set up a task force to deal with this current emergency, and our focus now is on rescuing people and getting people out alive. I think that the other medium to long-term measures we shall take, but whoever are responsible for this negligence will have to pay a price for what they have caused.
Sad news indeed. President John Dramani Mahama there. Now, our reporter Eric Curtis Howard engaged the chairman of Melcom, Bhagwan Kubachadani, on the disaster. Let's watch this.
There were 55 people working. How many reported for work today? I have no idea. But at the very maximum, 2 or 3 may have been absent. But 55 is the number of people who were otherwise supposed to report for work in this shop.
So let me find out, what do you think might have caused the building to collapse?
I don't want to speculate. I'm not a civil engineer. The building is not mine. I only rented it. It is exactly like this edifice you see here. Beautiful building. What caused it, I cannot speculate. That I think the police with their report will have to come up, or the municipal authority, whether it was made to specification or whatnot. But I really don't know.
How long have you been renting this?
We opened our shop in the January this year. So that makes it about 10 months now. Little less than 10 months.
Less than 10 months. And during the time you occupied, did you see any signs to show you that the building was not in good condition?
Not at all. I mean, it was a solid building, 6-story building. We were only occupying 3-story, ground, first and second. And then there were 3 other floors which were empty. There was no tenant for it.
So how many have the authorities confirmed to you have been rescued, and how many?
The latest from the police I heard, I hope this information is correct, was that 48 people have been removed, and there's 1 casualty, 1 dead out of the 48 people. This is the information from the police. Please, it's not my information, and they can hear noises of a few more people, and they are hoping that they can get to them. In the meantime, they are requesting for water. Evidently, they are dehydrated inside there. So they know they are okay, and they are hoping to pull them out within the next half an hour or so. We pray and hope that everybody gets saved. This is really a tragedy that has really broken our heart.
So what security measures, what safety measures are you going to put at the other Malcolm stores to ensure that this tragedy?
The buildings which is owned by me, I know the contractor I gave to. I can vouch for it that they are indeed very, very solid. The other buildings, yes, they appear to be solid, but we will certainly look into it. That we call an expert who can perhaps measure the use of the concrete, measure how thick the metal rods were, and give us assurance that the building we are occupying is fit for customers. We will definitely do this. This tragedy, like I said, has really broken our heart.
Thank you very much, sir. Can I have your name, please?
Kupchandani.
Thank you, sir.
Meanwhile, Joy News has been following up with the National Ambulance Service, and this is what they had to say.
So far, the rescue exercise is still ongoing, but so far 46 have been rescued, and 13 went to the 37 military hospital, 4 went to Kolebu, 28 went to Achimota, and 1 went to the police hospital. And just now, 2 have also been sent, so we're making a total of 48.
So we've gone back to the grounds, we've gone back to where the incident happened this morning, and these are live pictures from that place. These are live pictures, as we can see, rescue workers still going about their business, trying to rescue as many more people as they can, although we can be sure that they've taken many of them out already. So as rescue teams continue to comb the rubble for more survivors, a former toll worker thinks the disaster response team is going about their business the wrong way. Joseph Osweje is proposing a better way of dealing with the rescue operation. He joins us live on phone. Hello, Mr. Joseph. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello. Good evening.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us on Joy News at 8. We're told you have a proposal for the rescue teams.
Yeah, the use of the excavator is what gets me worried. If someone is conscious but cannot move, it's likely they can use the excavator to help the person. So what I would suggest that if they have infrared camera, it can scan, as a human being, our body temperature is around 37, we are normal, we are not feeling well. It goes higher. But with a temperature of 37, we'll be able to know the temperature of the person. It will be there. As the blood is flowing, you see it. Then we use human, any means that will help us instead of using excavator. Excavator can even kill somebody who can be conscious. So that's my worry. That's the reason I made this call is that during the collapse of the Gamse pit, where excavator was used and human parts were being chopped off. That's the reason why I'm saying we use infrared camera. We're able to determine where the human beings are. Then we just go in and rescue them, and so that we leave the scene as quickly as possible.
So you're saying that
the aftermath that can happen, it could be a gas cylinder or something from there over there. So if the human beings, I'm watching the screen right now, the human beings there are too much. And in case of any aftermath, the disaster will be more disastrous than what we have seen already.
No, so what you're saying is that they could have used infrared to find out where the people are.
Infrared will just trace where the human beings are. So we go in street and where they use concrete cutters, we cut them and get the people out as quickly as possible.
These are professional. These are professional rescue workers. You don't think these are professional rescue workers? You don't think they know that?
Yeah. You know, before they said that the world was flat, isn't it? Somebody was a professor. He was advising that way. Knowing what you are doing, you can do it better.
Okay.
So I guess if you have infrared, know where the people are, we go into it, I will rescue them and get out of the scene.
So have you contacted them to get this information to them and see how you can help?
I thought you are the media, by going through you, maybe someone will contact us. At the camera, as far as I'm concerned, those who have the camera, tomorrow if I have the camera, VIA have the camera, they can consult them. They will help them. They will trace where the human beings are and save them as quickly as possible.
How about meeting with the head of the rescue workers, maybe, and telling them about this?
I'm open for discussion. This is our nation, and one life worth saving than losing even anything.
Well, I suppose if you had done that a bit earlier, we probably would have done something better.
Yeah, you know, I'll call your studio. I think an hour ago, because I watched in the afternoon the excavator digging where using the excavator scooping the sand. And if there's anybody there, you just automatically going to kill the person right away.
Right. Mr. Usweje, we're very grateful for this information, and we would love for you to pass this information on. Even as powerful as our medium is, we believe that it will reach them. But I think that if you go there in person to give them this information, it will really help a lot to save their other lives.
You have my number. So if you do, I said tomorrow if I have a camera, VIA have a camera. I have a couple of companies. I think AGC also have it, but it is very far. But these companies are just in a car. You contact them, they help you to locate where the people are, then go in and rescue them.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Usweje. So we've been speaking to a former worker at Tor, and he's saying that there is a much more easier way of detecting the number of people or people in the building that has collapsed and rescuing them, because he thinks that the excavator may have killed even more people. Well, we'll take a break here. We'll return with some more stories. Please don't go away. We're back with some politics. Many thanks for staying with us. The National Democratic Congress has given a one-week ultimatum to its members who have filed to contest as independent candidates to rescind their decision to go independent or face the party's sanctions. General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, announced this at a press briefing this afternoon.
Addressing a press conference, the General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, said the party intends to present a united front in the 2012 elections and therefore expects those who have filed as independent candidates to withdraw their candidature or would be renounced from the NDC.
We are giving them 1 week from today to decide whether they want to be part of NDC, in which case they will withdraw these nominations, or else after 1 week from today, they would have abdicated from the National Democratic Congress. If they choose the latter option, then they are barred from using any of our party paraphernalia, our colors or logo, for any campaign activity anywhere in Ghana.
The chairman noted some members of the party have cultivated the habit of contesting as independent candidates when they lose the primaries, and immediately after elections, they come back to the party. He noted it is in line with this that the party since 2008 has come up with sanctions to deal with such habits. The NDC also says any member of the party who is found campaigning for any of the independent candidates will suffer the same fate.
Executive member or ordinary member of NDC support another candidate either as an independent candidate or as a candidate of any other political party So if these things are found and they don't take advantage of this 1 week moratorium, then any area member will suffer the same fate as the candidate in question.
In all, 27 party members have filed in 24 constituencies to contest as independent candidates for the 2012 parliamentary race. Some of the key members of the party who have decided to go independent are Dr. Atokwashi in the Commander Edina Egwafu Ebrim and Michael Tenyawono, MP for the Lower Menya constituency. There are fears that the candidates can affect the chances of the NDC in the election. The General Secretary also said the party will present candidates in all the 275 constituencies, unlike in the 2008 when it failed to present candidates in parts of the Ashanti region.
You're still on Joy News at 8, live on Multi-TV. Rescue mission still ongoing at the place where the building collapsed this morning, trapping in more than 50 people. We're told that many more has been taken out. Away from the rescue mission, as usual, partisan political pundits and loyalists have hailed the performances of their candidates at the IEA vice presidential debate, which was held on Tuesday night in Takrady. They have been discussing the outcome of the debates based on what each party has been able to achieve in power or otherwise. They spoke to Joy News.
He hit it right on the head. He let Ghanaians know why we have single-digit inflation, yet interest rates are high, prices are going up, and then the standard of living of people keep on falling. I think in the social issues, on sanitation, on tourism, that tells you that we have a candidate who is an all-rounder, and him complimenting Anado in his efforts. We believe that if Ghanaians give us the nod come 7 December, we will move Ghana forward into transforming lives and transforming the economy into an industrialized one.
Well, I think my candidate did very, very well. I think he did very well. I think the difficulty is a sitting vice president getting a debate. He has to maintain his composure and he has to speak to the issues, being mindful that the real challenges and talk about the things that we've done and the vision we have to do more, and I think he did very well. He did in all areas, from energy to the economy to infrastructure to everywhere. The NDC, the MPP cannot match the NDC in all these aspects. And so the argument is that if our record is unmatched in the last 4 years, and they could not match us for the 8 years that they've been there, clearly the NDC must be given another 4 years to consolidate the gains that we've made. I think that was very important. NDC.
Welcome to Business Report. Analysts expect the recent increase in the stated capital for banks should have brought some consolidation, but it appears that expectation was not met as most local banks moved to raise capital on their own. Similar moves, however, in Nigeria reduced the number of banks in that country drastically from 89 to 25. But Arnold Ekpe argued if Ghana wanted to develop, the country must nurture 3 or 4 banks that can finance development projects. He cited examples of countries like Britain, America, Germany and South Africa, where all major banks are localized. He insisted running an economy with a large number of little banks make no sense. Ekpe is expected to step down as Group Chief Executive by the end of this year and succeeded by Thierry Tano, who will intend take over from next year. Vehicle owners, corporate and government sectors can now heave a sigh of relief as Vodafone Ghana's fleet managers is now available to help track and manage their vehicles. The Vodafone Fleet Manager is a tracking system that manages against theft and other fraudulent or dubious activities and completely eliminates various challenges faced by managers and vehicle owners. Walalom Johnson was at the launch.
If, for instance, Multimedia Group of companies has about 10 vehicles that it uses on a daily basis for errands both within Ghana and the sub-region. The Vodafone Fleet Manager is capable of monitoring and recording every single activity of each vehicle every day. Driving idle, overspeeding, hijacking, high operational cost, safety of people, fuel use and car theft are just a few of the Fleet Manager system's capacity. Digital cameras take photographs around the vehicle, and the number of passengers carried in 24 hours, 7 days, are all recorded for the vehicle owners. These include geographical locations of the vehicle for the information of the owner. Derek Appiah is Director of Vodafone Business Solutions.
So it does three things for them. It helps them using their fleet to make their fleet more efficient. So for example, in Vodafone, when we've used a similar service using technology, we have saved about 20% of fuel costs, and that's a big savings for businesses. You make your people more productive and you save lives. It is kind of a win-win situation. What we're doing is we're using technology and we're giving people the tools to actually manage their fleet. It's something that the business themselves need to actually look at in terms of how they use it. But from the system's perspective, we have a perfect system here to actually help businesses be much more productive.
The system sends pop-up alerts on anything the driver does, including locations and amount of fuel used and at what speed the vehicle travels at any given time. Fred Opoku Akubia is the brain behind the innovation.
So it's a tailor-made solution to suit the local owners, fleet owners and fleet managers, so they can use it as normal as they doing their day-to-day activity, so it could help them maximize the productivity that you're looking at anytime.
It is a system that cannot be tampered with by any other person than officials responsible for the system at Vodafone Ghana. The system is said to be user-friendly and comes in various languages to aid usage.
One of the options that we have is to do an OPEX model for them, where we give them the solution and then they pay us on a monthly basis. All that they need to do is they can call 0800. So we sit down with the customer, we understand their peculiar need, and then we're able to tailor the product to fit the specific need of a particular customer. So we are so flexible. It is not a rigid product.
As a CIMG Telecoms Company of the Year, their aim is to empower customers with innovative products and services that add value to daily operations of businesses, which is in connection with their promise to deliver unique customer solutions to clients of Vodafone. And when you subscribe to this service with Vodafone Ghana, premiums paid to insurance companies obviously reduces, as you have effectively reduced your vehicle's risks. Olalom Johnson for Joy News.
Good evening, my name is Rashidat Kadiri and I have the sports news. We begin from the camp of the senior national team, the Black Stars, who will be camping in the United Arab Emirates from January 7 to 16 next year ahead of the African Cup of Nations slated for South Africa. Now, according to FA boss Kwesi Nyantechi, a team has been tasked with finding a suitable training base ahead of the tourney, which with climatic considerations, availability of opponents for pre-tournament friendly internationals, and level of facilities as the major yardsticks for the selection of the base. It has been reported by a large section of the media that Ethiopia was being considered per the climatic consideration. But lawyer Kwesi Nyantakyi has revealed that the United Arab Emirates offered the best in terms of their requirements, and Ghana has been drawn in Group B, where we have been paired against two-time champions DR Congo, Niger and Mali.
The Nations Cup preparation program will start in January. We will be doing a non-residential campaign from 2nd to 6th of January, just about 5 days. And then the campaign for the team will start on 7th to the 16th of January again in the United Arab Emirates, before the team travels to South Africa on the 16th to start the campaign for the next African Cup of Nations. We'll be playing our first game on the 20th. And we are very hopeful that the support that we're getting from our sponsors, in addition to the support that we'll be getting from CCTC, will go a long way to build a strong and formidable squad that we will be presenting at the next competition. So on behalf of the Football Association, I'd like to thank all of you, and also to thank CCTC for being a reliable partner and always living up to your financial obligation.
And still in the camp of the Black Stars, official meal sponsors CCTC have donated 100,000 Ghana cedis to the Ghana Football Association to support their pre-AFCON plans of the Black Stars. An executive of the company, Ahmed Halami, praised the efforts of the Stars and the FA over the years and pledged his company's continuous support to the team. Ghana will take on DR Congo, Mali and Niger in the group stages of the Cup of Nations starting from January 19 next year.
GFA has been more than 5 years now, and as from the beginning we promised we will stand beside the GFA and the Black Stars, and which we are and we will continue. It's part of our duties to do. Today we are giving out 100,000 Ghana cedi as a support before the team goes for the African Cup in South Africa. And definitely there will be more support next year. That's on top of the rice allocation we give every year to the GFA. I want to go out a bit of the football. I just want to inform the media, and I need the media support in that subject. We are growing local rice, and that sector is growing.
Now it's halftime in all 8 centers where this evening's European Champions League matches are being played. And I have the latest results. At the Stamford Bridge is defending champions Chelsea, who are out by 2-1 as against Shakhtar Donetsk. At the Juventus Stadium in Italy is Juventus 3, FC Nordsjælland 0, Bayern München 5, Lille 0. That's being played at the Allianz Arena inside Germany. Valencia 2, Bate Borisov 0, Benfica 0, Spartak Moscow 0, Celtic 1, Barcelona 0, Braga 0, Manchester United 0, CFR Cluj 0, Galatasaray 1. And these are the latest results coming in from the UEFA Champions League matches. We'll have details of that one and more in subsequent news bulletins. My name is Rashidat Kadiri. Coming up next is international news. Stay tuned.
the news. But before we go, following the collapse of the Malcolm multi-stores building in Achimota on Tuesday, an Israeli plane is on its way to Ghana with an equipped team of disaster management experts and doctors to assist with efforts to rescue the trapped under the rubble building. The Israeli ambassador to Ghana, Bali, made this offer on Wednesday. The Israeli team will consist of disaster management experts, medical doctors with trauma expertise, and rescue specialists. The equipment would include emergency medical equipment, rescue and monitoring equipment. Israel is considered a country that swiftly and efficiently reacts in situations of disaster management around the world. With nearly 30 years of experience, the Israeli rescue teams have saved lives in countries such as Turkey, Greece, Chile, Kenya, India, Thailand, Haiti, and most recently, Japan. The Israeli embassy has opened an emergency center to coordinate the rescue efforts that will be operating around the clock, personally managed by Ambassador Bali, who will coordinate the Israeli team's efforts with the local rescue forces. So before you go to sleep, do say a prayer for those trapped in there, the departed souls, and for the rescue mission members for more strength. That's how we wrap up for tonight. But Stephen Enti is standing by with PM Express. Have a good night.